Welcome, my name is Duddits and I've got a video today all based around an exotic bow, a solar exotic bow called Hierarchy of Needs. You get this from the Spire of the Watcher dungeon. I really love this weapon and I've used it quite a lot, and I know a way how to make this exotic bow do some really nice damage. And it's got the exotic trait on the bottom here: guidance ring, precision hits and final blows build guidance, ring energy, opposing guardians grant additional energy, a full charge hip firing creates a guidance ring. So you get a ×5 guidance ring on the bottom left, and then it's going to create like a little guidance ring, and then you take advantage with this perk here. Arrows fired through the guidance ring release seeking projectiles which do more damage based on distance travelled. So basically, just on the bottom left of your screen, every time you get a precision hit or a final blow, you see that guidance ring, that is going to build up. Once you've got that to ×5, you hip fire, and that is going to create a guidance ring like so. And then the little seeking projectiles, they do like little fiery seeking projectiles, they're going to track and kill enemies, so that's the loop. And the catalyst for this bow is called Emergency Scramble. Deploying a guidance ring or striking a target with a seeking projectile improves draw time and reload speed for a moderate duration. It's a really good catalyst, and you get this from doing the master version of the Spire. It is a must have if you've got the bow. But what I've done is I've just got some numbers to show you. Just look at that number, 13055. And all I'm going to do is freeze him and watch that number go up. 18604. That's a 42% damage increase. This is all because of one stasis fragment called Whisper of Rending. Primary ammo weapons do increase damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. I'm currently on a warlock with osmiomancy gloves, so it fits perfectly. So freezing an enemy like so is going to increase the damage for your precision hit, and it's also going to increase the damage from the seeking projectiles. If you look there, 8000s, I'm going to freeze him and watch what happens. It goes all the way up to 12s, 11s, some 13s as well in there as well. So you do get a 42% damage increase on the actual crit, and you're going to get a 45% damage on the actual seeking projectiles as well. So just simply by freezing something, we're going to get a 42 to 45% damage increase, which to me is great, especially if we're running osmiomancy gloves on the warlock. Because on a stasis warlock with them gloves, we can literally freeze anything we want whenever we want via the coldsnap grenade or the Bleak Watcher. We can deploy them, and just having that extra damage really does turn the tables for this bow. It does make it actually really good. But it's alright me showing you it in a standard lost sector. We're going to go see what it can do in a GM and some harder activities in a moment. And I was really surprised how good this bow tanks enemies down. Considering it is a primary ammo weapon, this bow absolutely chews through enemies once you've got everything set up. Even sometimes if you're not able to freeze targets just on its own, this bow, look at that, it absolutely chews through these GM enemies here. And it's actually really good against champions. Obviously it's overload bow this season, so you'll see there what I've done is I froze him, get that extra damage from the Whisper of Rending. I'm just hip firing away, nice and easy, and it's chunking him down very nicely. I've used it in quite a lot of GMs. I managed to kill a couple of wyverns on my own pretty easily without too much stress, and it's not actually hard once you've got that guidance ring going. All you gotta do, nip in and out, hip fire, make sure they're frozen, and you do some really nice damage against some big tanky targets. So just freezing, and obviously again this season, just to quickly touch on, it is overload bows, so it will work in various lost sectors, various GMs as well. You're not going to let your teammates down with it, you're always going to have that overload bow. Now another way I wanted to show you what you can use this bow as well is with Welt of Radiance. If you run this fragment, Ember of Combustion, final blows with a solar super causes targets to ignite and cause a fire sprite. But it's kind of weird this one, because if you run a Welt of Radiance and you stand in there, and as long as you run a solar weapon, it's going to make enemies ignite. So it's sort of worded a little bit differently, worded a little bit wrong in my opinion. But staying that well, use your hip fire or whatever, and the Ember of Combustion is just going to ignite enemies as long as you use a solar weapon. So this bow fits perfectly. But that's the video. I just wanted to give you a little heads up on a couple of tricks for the bow that I found. But yep, look at that, explosions everywhere, or you can freeze them and get the 42-45% damage increase. Thanks for watching, I hope the video was helpful, have a great weekend.